Hello, here we go. Oh, let me raise this up a little bit. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. All right. Oh, still too low. Hold on. Let's try that. All right, here we go. Let's do all the way up here. Clear my laptop. Okay, sorry about that. Technical challenges of starting something new is always good. Okay, so let's see. I am, let me just start that. Okay, so hello again. Hey, Pam, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. This is the second one. I started my first one at, still trying to fix my height here. Let me just, the first one, 9 o'clock, was interesting for me. I hope it was interesting for those of you who left comments. I appreciate it. It was sort of talking out my idea about how do I pull together all the things about where I'm at and, you know, put it into something meaningful that I can deliver and deliver the value to a larger number of people and make a difference. And I mean, that's what it's all about for me anyway. And so I love conversations. I love Facebook live stream. It's one of my favorite things. Jesse created a monster back a couple years ago when he showed me my first live stream. And, from there, I've just really enjoyed the whole process of who would have thought an accountant behind a desk would choose Facebook live stream as her favorite source of her favorite medium. I mean, it was like the last possible thing, from going behind a desk to just talking to who knows who's out there. That just goes to show how much I've changed. So I thought about, okay, what can I do with, I'm a certified high performance coach, and I've been doing years and years and years of working with entrepreneurs in the financial and building systems and helping them grow their businesses I'm still adjusting this thing here, bear with me. Let's see here. Let's see if I can. My selfie stick keeps sinking, so it gets shorter. There we go. All right, let's see. It's probably going to tip over now. All right, there. Yeah, it still goes down to the same height. So I'll just have to stand a little taller, Pamela? Get my back, my posture. I got to work on my posture today. So I thought, okay, I like talking. I like conversation. I like social media. I'm comfortable with Facebook live stream. I'm comfortable doing webinars. I'm really comfortable with group coaching. So, a podcast just makes so much sense for me. So in order to do that, I started thinking about what this thing is. Let me try this. I'll move my laptop. Gee, if I can't move the camera, I'll move my laptop. What a rocket scientist I am. Okay, so, I wanted to do this podcast, but how do I start a podcast? What am I going to do? So I've been working on that for the last couple of months, and what is my concept? How am I going to pull it together? And so I came up with this Level Up Fast Track and incorporate it into all the things that I know on how to get momentum faster. We all have to do the self-development work, but how do we get to the place where we know we need to change faster? How do we start the conversations to ask for help faster? How do we absorb the information faster? What is it that we're doing that we can, what parts of the process can we accelerate and level up, and so that's what the whole fascination was for me. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to start this group. and I'm going to practice using my high performance concepts, the high level conversations of the concepts, because that's what I've been doing lately. I've been coaching so many times that, coaching for so long that, it's become conversational for me. So anyway, I've been working on these and I don't know how to share it on my live stream, but I am recording it on Zoom too. So on Zoom I have it out, but I have these cute little worksheets and PowerPoint presentations that I'm working on, and basically it's going to be these really quick topics, 12 topics per hour. And for my podcast, I really want to break it down to 10-minute sections because I have a short attention span. So and it helps me to really condense what it is that I want to share. So that's my goal. And so I was originally going to just practice the 1 hour over and over and over again until I got good at it. And then between the morning session when I recorded this and now, I went for a walk and I thought about it and I meditated and I got some comments back and some people reached out to me. And I think what I'm going to do is do short 10-minute practice runs for each topic, and then put them together into a 1 hour thing and then run it through that way instead of putting everyone through the pain of watching it, my 1 hour experiment, my experiments, as someone put it. I won't experiment on you too badly. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. So to keep this noon session short, so that I can get started on that, I just wanted some feedback on what are your thoughts when you do podcasts. Do you like longer podcasts that is really a deep dive, or do you like more quick content, fast, because it is Level Up Fast Track. So I'm thinking like 10-minute podcasts as a milestone to strive for, so that you can hit a few podcasts and a few topics, if you're listening to them that way. So that's where my heart is telling me to go, but I just want some feedback on what you think. So if I do that, then it's easier for me to just concentrate on one topic at a time and then add them into a longer video so that I can do some more in-depth presentation type stuff. So that's what I'm thinking about. So the topics for, it says my battery's running low. So see, it's always something. That's, those my friends will laugh, but I forgot to plug it in, but I'm ready to go. So, okay, back up and running. You just have to live stream. Gotta love it. So the topics that I was going to do and I was talking about, just to recap, for podcasts, I want to do seasons, a season being each quarter of the year, and each season having 12 topics. And so it being on a different, Dean Gracios, 8 to 10 minute podcast. That's what I'm thinking, Pamela. Thank you for the feedback. And hi, I see Connie and Teresa on there. Thank you. It was, that's what I'm thinking too. So as a certified high performance coach, there are topics that we go really in depth with when in a coaching session. I mean, it's unbelievably powerful in the questions and the worksheets and the concepts and the tools. And I mean, that in itself is a whole different, that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the language of high performance and the higher level conversations about what those topics are, so that we can get them started and have them be more open. They're based on Brennan's books. They're based on other books that I love. They're based on my experience with working with entrepreneurs. They're based on my experience with what success looks like behind the scenes from accounting in businesses, things I've seen. It's about hitting the top conversation pieces that you can move your life forward and upward really quickly just by some new thinking about certain topics. So, but the ones that I was going to break down, the first session, I love my coaching, so I was just going to talk about, and there's 12 of them, so I was thinking that would be my first podcast season, would be the focal points, clarity, energy, and I got these cute little worksheets that I'm working on with all these little, you probably can't see it, but they have these little icons, and then courage and productivity and influence. You guys all know, all my high performance coaches out there and everybody who's read Brennan's books on high performance, and then psychology and physiology and productivity, persuasion, purpose, and high performance living. Those are topics. Those are conversations. So it's different than coaching. It means that, like, when I go out to somebody and I understand what the words mean now, and therefore I have a conversation. Whether I've been coached on how to apply that and incorporate that in my life is a different topic. But having the language to know what it is and how to use the conversation is so meaningful to me because it shows up everywhere. So it's not like, as a coach, I don't walk around going, "Ooh, I'm gonna coach them on this topic." It has nothing to do with most of my life outside of my coaching clients. So, but I do use it in my everyday conversation because it has made me a better person. It has made me a more interesting person. It has completely transformed my relationships and my ability to do things in my life that I never even thought that were even possible for me, because I understand the concepts that they're talking about. And so I can talk a good talk. Not superficially, but I can have a meaningful conversation, at least on some level, that evokes a deeper conversation with someone else. And that's the beginning. That's the beginning of true momentum, true influence, true communication. Is the ability to talk with someone on a more meaningful level. And so that's what's really important to me. And so I wanted to start with something that's near and dear to my heart, something that's changed my life, and something that's really comfortable for me to talk about, because I use that vocabulary all the time in everywhere I go. So, and it's kind of funny because people just don't even use those words. Physiology. When was the last time somebody came up to you and said something about physiology? It's like that's just not a common word people use. But when you actually say it in a conversation, people, they kind of look at you different because it evokes a curiosity. And so that's what I love about it. So what I'm thinking about doing, without rambling on too long here, is that I was going to kind of walk through all of these 12 and kind of hit the highlights of them. But I think I'd rather do one topic for 10 minutes and just keep doing these 10-minute live streams throughout the day, throughout the weekend, and cover all 12 and get some feedback on them, and then sort of string them together. And so it'll give me kind of a rhythm to work with, because I'm looking at doing a couple different things here. The main objective is to build content and to think about how I want my podcast to be, but also to educate on high performance conversations, because Brennan's book, High Performance Habits, awesome book. If you don't have it, go get it. It's the same thing. He's talking about the same concepts, but this is about bringing them to life in a way that is we just are talking on that level. So yeah, thank you, Pamela. And it's so good to see you. She's one of my long-term buddies. We've been on this journey for a while, and she's awesome, and all the other people that are supporting me. Thank you. I know we're doing this together, and it means a lot to me that you guys keep showing up for me, and I want to be there for you too. So, it's so fun that we can support each other in this community. And again, it's because, and I know I can speak for us, Pamela, it's because you and I have those conversations. We don't talk about superficial stuff. We like get down to the heart of the matter, and we're like, so what are you working on? What's going on for you? How can I support you? Where are you stuck? And it's out of respect and adoration, and it's out of compassion that those conversations come. It's not motivation driven. It's a very different, it's out of kindness and curiosity. That's the kind of conversations that I want to generate in my podcast. It's like, how do we talk to one another in a more meaningful and useful way that, that helps us to grow together and move forward in our lives, both individually and collectively. And so that's my objective. So I hope that as I talk this out, it's starting to make more and more sense. It is to me. So who knows what'll happen between now and 3, because that's what I've been doing, these little stints. Because I know the first one, the 9 o'clock one, was the hardest. It was like crickets, there was no one out there, and that's okay. And then, I got some feedback, and then more people are kind of interacting, and I haven't made a big announcement that this group is here because I just wanted to kind of feel my way through it. And then, I'm ready to keep going. But today was okay, just walk through your fears, Melanie. Show up for yourself and for the message that you want to put out there, and just start. So thanks for being on the other end of this. Yes, it is helpful to talk it out, and it's it's helpful to have someone to talk to too. So thanks for being on the other end, you guys. I love you and adore you, and I will, whoever shows up at 3, thank you very much. And I forgot I'm recording this on my Zoom, so hold on before I hang up. So I'm just going to show the slides. So when I have my Zoom upload, you can see there's the focal points, clarity, energy. Next slide is courage, productivity, and influence. Next slide is psychology, physiology, my favorite word. That's all the body movement, the gestures that we do. And productivity, always a popular topic. And persuasion, purpose, and, living a high performance lifestyle. So, so anyway, I've showed my slides, I did my Zoom, I did my live stream, I said hello to my friends out there. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging in there with me and supporting me. And I'm going to hop off so I can figure out what's next between now and 3. And I look forward to seeing you soon in whatever capacity that shows up. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave you with that one last thing. That's a good question. I'm working on that, Pamela. I'm trying to figure that out. That's on my list because I want to also, Pam asked if I could Zoom in my Facebook group. And so that's one thing I'm doing, because I also want to slide share. So I got to call Zoom up and do one of those lessons. And I also want to do it right from Kajabi at some point. So right in my course, just so that I can keep all of the videos in order for you guys. If you want to just hit them in a row and you don't have to go searching through the group, so it's, that's another thing that I'm thinking about doing. So anyway, yes, thank you for the suggestion. But I wanted to leave you with one thought, and we're talking about conversations. And so what is the most meaningful conversation or topic or thing you can do today that would help you begin the next thing you're working on? What needs to happen for you? Do you need to talk to someone to ask for help? Do you need to ask someone for support? Do you need to reach out? Like, I need to reach out. Here's my conversation. I have to have a conversation with Zoom about how to make this happen on Facebook live stream. So those are all conversations, but how I show up on those conversations determine the results that I get, and I know that. So, but what is it that you need to do? We all need to do that next thing, and it requires some kind of exchange of words and needs and articulation. So what is it that you need to talk about? that would change something really, do something meaningful you right now. Whatever that is, I hope you will take on that challenge and do it between now and 3 o'clock. And I'm going to reach out to Zoom. So I'm curious to see what you guys will do. And, you know, it's just, even if you just start the thought process of, that's how easy it is. What is conversation do I need to have next that's meaningful, that will move my life forward? So that's my challenge to you. And I'm going to hop off. Thanks for everything. Pam's going to have a conversation with paper. Aha! But maybe you could talk it out loud. Okay, Pam, you're a crack up. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thanks, guys.